stand by for Titanfall.
Hey Titanfall Legends, I'm your host Jacksondale, and I gotta say that I am sorry. Earlier today I posted a video talking about microtransactions and whether Titanfall 2 should have them. But after posting it, I realized I was way too biased in the video. I literally titled the video, Why Titanfall 2 Should Have Microtransactions, when I should have titled it, Should Titanfall 2 Have Microtransactions, with a question mark. Basically, I forgot that I am not here to dictate ideas about Titanfall or Titanfall 2's core gameplay and changes for this community. I'm here to start discussions for the community, to get hype going for the game, and to cover the news. So I really do want to apologize. Even if you took no offense to it, I was way too biased in that last video, and going forward, I'll try to be less opinionated on this channel and more of an echo for your voice to Respawn and the Titanfall devs. Now with that being said, let's get straight into the video. The question I have to ask you is, should Titanfall 2 have microtransactions? Let's begin by talking about the pros of microtransactions. The first pro, Respawn could stick to no pay to win and only cosmetic microtransactions. So no paying for experience, no paying for weapons. The only things that you could pay for are cosmetic microtransactions. That way you're only paying for the visual stuff in game. On to the second pro, if Respawn does do microtransactions, it may be enough new revenue stream to get rid of paid DLC, so you wouldn't need to pay for map packs or season passes. These microtransactions could be enough of a revenue stream if Respawn did it right to make sure that all future content like map packs are 100% free. And the third pro, this would lead to more revenue for Respawn Entertainment, which they could use to give us more content in Titanfall 2. Now those are the pros of microtransactions, let's get to the cons. The first con is that it could be a slippery slope. We all know what happened to games like Halo, COD, and many others. Some of these games started out very innocently, but as the years progressed, they turned into full-out BS microtransactions where you're paying for an advantage in game, such as a weapon that you can only get with real-life money and other BS. Basically, there is the concern that if you give the devs an inch, they may take a mile and screw us down the road, if not in Titanfall 2, in Titanfall 3, or a future game. And that brings us to the second con. Electronic Arts. Enough said. Shut down the video. No, I'm just kidding. EA is publishing the game, and although they don't own the Titanfall IP, Respawn does, we all know EA may not be a 100% trustable source when it comes to microtransactions. And like I said, although EA does not own the Titanfall IP, they are still the publisher, they still have contracts with Respawn, and they do have some kind of power over the game. So there is the fear there in the back of people's minds that if you allow Titanfall 2 to have microtransactions, they could go full EA. And finally, con number 3. It's not fair for everyone who doesn't have the money to spend on microtransactions. Sure, they're a great thing for people who can't afford them, but the core game itself is $60. It's still a high price, so why is it that you pay $60 and you don't get all the content in the game, including the visual stuff with it? Some would argue that it is unfair. That sums up the pros and cons from my end. Now I want to know what you think. The question of the day is, should Titanfall 2 have microtransactions, even if just for cosmetics? Why or why not? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, we do have a good community here, and it's going to be some non-biased discussion from this video, so let's go talk about it. In other news, the other day it was confirmed that Titanfall 2 will be playable at EA's Play event on June 12th in both London and Los Angeles. Unfortunately, it's not a public event, but you can sign up to try to get into tickets as a fan. And there is also a few days at the LA event where I believe it is actually public. You don't have to be media to sign up though, so I'll leave a link below to where you can sign up if you're interested in trying to get tickets. I myself will not be able to attend this year, but a friend of mine, Prodigy X, will be covering it for us. He'll be our official Titanfall Legends field correspondent and recording lots of footage for you guys to watch, including some interviews with the devs. I'll be taking his footage and creating a video a few days after the reveal to give you an inside look at the special event. On an ending note, I just wanted to let you know my plans going forward for the channel so you know what to expect. As you probably know, my goal with Titanfall Legends is to cover the latest Titanfall 2 news. So when big news comes up, I'll be sure to make a video ASAP. If there's smaller news, I'll usually just share it on social media, save it, and chuck it in the next video. Now let's say there's no big Titanfall 2 news and I don't have much to talk about. My goal is still to create at least one video a week. It may be a hype video, a Titanfall 2 theory, or something else. But I want to make sure that you always have at least one video to look forward to each week here on Titanfall Legends. And I hope that sounds good to you. That's all I have to talk about today. This has been your host Jacksondale, and until next time, stand by for Titanfall.